Well, hello. Here we are. So late. Missed a whole month. Those of you who watch me, you'll know I was in Africa for a month. And April kind of wafted away. And then I arrived back and was just floored by a really bad flu, and now it's time to catch up. So hello, welcome back. Welcome to new subscribers. I noticed that there were a few new subscribers, which is really lovely. So hello, I hope you enjoy what I have to share with you today. And without much ado, we'll just jump right in because I have quite a lot of things to show you. I didn't do much of my own work while I was away. I hung out with my mum and knitted quite a few things for her little stall that she has, I think 3 or 4 times a year. So I left some socks with her. I think I knitted 2 or 3 beanies. So that kept me busy, and I didn't want to pressurize myself into doing anything that the trip was stressful enough just trying to get my ID organized, my Namibian ID and citizenship. So I didn't put any pressure on myself to do much except play with my doll. But I won't be doing dolls first because I know there's some of you who aren't particularly attracted to the dolls, so we'll do that last, and we'll just start right off and start with things that I've been doing. So this first big box here is just a big box of dishcloths and what else do you call them? Face cloths for the eco market that I supply to a friend of mine. So I'll be calling her shortly to let her know. I think she sells them in sets of 2, and I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 or 12 sets here for her market, so I can pass that over. She'll be happy about that. And then the other thing that I've been doing is I finished all my wool wash soap. So I make it like this in just little shweshwe cloth bags that you can put them back in when they dry. And it's just a very small cake of soap, but that should last. Sometimes I put smelly things in and sometimes I don't. This might be one with cedar oil. Anyway, so that's how they come. It's called wool wash, soap that sheep would use. So I've only brought 1 basket, but I've got about 4 baskets of soap that's ready to go for the market in the first weekend of June, which is the Knitters Guild. Why am I so itchy all of a sudden? Isn't it just like that? So I've done that. And then I wanted to show you the socks that I left with my mum were the socks. I don't know, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I was winding a skein of yarn at the airport before I left. And this was the sock yarn that I used. It's a South African sock yarn. I think I might have talked about it on a previous podcast, but I thought I'd just mention and say I did finish the socks. You can see them on my Instagram feed. I posted them there, and they were a pair of socks that went with my mum to the market. And then actually while I was in Namibia, I did have a lovely time at our local yarn store, the Wool Cafe. And anyway, I had a lovely time and decided to do some yarn dyeing while I was there. And as you know, I'm pretty kamikaze with most things that I do, and this was just another one of those kamikaze things that I attempted, and we dyed some yarn, and it was fabulous fun. And if you ever go to Swakopmund, please go to the Wool Cafe and meet the wonderful mother-daughter team who run it. It's just fabulous. I loved being there. I loved visiting there. It was great. I did dye a pair of socks and knitted a pair of socks while I was there. So I'll just get all my paraphernalia together so you can see. The yarn that I used was a South African yarn called African Expressions SABLE. So this is a sock yarn that consists of, I don't have my reading glasses here, but let's give it a go. 15% kid mohair, 15% mulberry silk, 50% merino wool, and 20% polyamide. This is the dyed yarn. Okay, wait. Let me just get out a ball here. And this is how the undyed yarn comes in a 50 gram. Well, the white's blowing out terribly because of the light. Let me put it around the corner here. This is African Expressions SABLE. It has got 200 meters on a ball, so you would need two balls for a pair of socks. And what I did on the day of the dyeing was I was given this completely adorable skein winder, right, by a friend, by one of my mom's friends, Heidi. And what I did was I opened it up completely. It also broke. I'm really sorry about that, but I think I can fix it over here. But anyway, I opened the skein winder as far as it would go, right? And I wound the two balls of yarn, one after the other, rookie mistake, but anyway, one after the other onto this adorable little skein winder. And I had a circumference of about 100, was it 150? I think it was 150. And then I also worked out from just experience that the wider the circumference of your skein is, the more options you have to color it. It's just things that you learn as you go when you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, so I had that big skein and I took that in, and we used alum to mordant the yarns, and I dyed my skein of yarn. I kind of dyed it 3/4 the way in grey, and then 1/4, 2/3 and 1/3, something like that. I divided it up, and I just put 3 or 4 colors on one side. And of course, while I was knitting the socks, I thought, I should have wound both balls of yarn at the same time, because then I would have had the dyes equally spread out, you know what I mean? And the possibility exists that I might have had 2 socks the same. Not that that bothers me, but it would be interesting to know what the difference was. Anyway, I knitted myself a pair of socks in the African Expressions. I haven't washed or blocked them yet, but I know it's so much fun, and it's particular fun when you don't know what you're doing, so you don't know what you're getting. I like that. Anyway, so it's just a very regular, but what I did do, I did 2 things that I never do normally. I did an eye of partridge heel. I've done it before, and I love how this is like all kind of stripy, and then this looks a little bit Fair Isle on the heel. I love that. And the other one looked pretty similar. Look there. It's so adorable. I really like that eye of partridge look. I really do. Anyway, so there are I think everybody should give it a go. Don't go for a class, just do it. Just do it. The other thing that I did that was different. Now, I don't have another pair of socks here, so I can't really compare the two. But I did what's called an anatomically correct toe. So let me just quickly get them lined up here. Wouldn't it be funny? two, two of the same, but here they are. So I'll just do that. Right. So an anatomically correct heel looks like that. So if you look at your foot, right, and the side of your foot where the toe is, where the big toe is, it doesn't go in. Your big toe kind of runs straight for quite a long time before it does a little curve, right? Now, the bottom of your big toe normally lines up with the top of your little toe. So that's kind of a good place to decide when to start with your decreases for the toe. What I found when I look at the socks that I own, granted that my socks are all, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years old, all of them over here, because I never used to do an anatomically correct heel, I just did both sides the same. Over here, it's really stretched. And some of them are just kind of hanging on by the polyester thread that was put in there to make them sock yarns. So anyway, I'm not going to tell you how to do it because there is actually a podcast by the Bearded Pearl who does it, and if I remember, I will put a link when I upload the video. But I think it was the Bearded Pearl who does a beautiful tutorial on knitting socks with an anatomically correct toe. So I think this is going to be my go-to from now on. I think maybe they will last longer with less stress in the big toe area because they would normally be going like that to the point. And then your toe kind of pushes it out, which I think gives a lot of stress. Anyway, so there are my fabulous socks. I'm so happy I can wear them now that I've told you all about them. And then I got the beautiful people at the Wool Cafe. I'm not going to say their names because I don't know how private they want to remain. But the Wool Cafe in Swakopmund, look at this. As a thank you, I got a whole packet. I got a whole packet of sock yarn. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of socks in there. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dye them as a homage. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway. To Namibia, the country that I was born and brought up in. And I'm going to give them kind of names. And one of them I know is going to be the Crayfish King, which is going to be an ode to my brother, who is Swakopmund's Crayfish King. And then I've got names for the other ones, but I'll let you know how I go because I first have to dye them up. I've got good names, but that's what these are going to be. I'm going to dye them up myself. They're just going to be once off, and I may gift them. I don't know. I'll do something, but I'll let you know how I go with this little project because, as you know, I've got more socks than I can. I've got so much sock yarn. Oh, Lordy Lord. I never have to buy another sock in my life. And then also what I got, oh, this you won't be able to see, is the African Expressions Hope. And this is 80% mohair and 20% polyamide. I don't really like mohair, but this mohair is so soft, so squishy, so beautiful. I'm going to send it to the distributor that I work for in New Zealand just to have a look at it because I think the world needs to have this yarn. It's absolutely beautiful. So before I stop talking about this, I just wanted to thank, you know who you are, from the Wool Cafe, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for the yarn. I feel so happy owning it. I had such a blast doing the class. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to see you again. And I'm sure we will cook up another class. I'm very excited about that. Look after yourselves, and I will see you in Swakopmund again. So thank you so much for the yarn. I'm really looking forward to dyeing it. It was such fun, particularly with the one lady who knits socks almost professionally. She was just so blown away by the class. It was completely fabulous to give the class. I loved every minute of it. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going because this is a long episode because I have a lot to show you. Then I have something else here. Oh, Lordy Lord. I don't know what I was thinking when I embarked upon this. You know, everybody is knitting was knitting the Cozy Memories blanket years and years and years ago. And it kind of took the market by storm, mitered squares, use up all your yarn. I went to visit my son one evening. It was really cold and he said, oh, you know what, I really need a blanket. So I thought, okay, I can do that. If there's one thing I can do, it's knit. So I'm going to show you. I did 7 rows and then I took it to my mum and I said, please just finish this thing. And she did another 7 rows and I looked at it and I thought, it's not long enough. My son goes on forever. So I knitted another row with double size squares, and I think it might be big enough now, and it's almost done. So I need to get up to show you this. So just hang on a second. So this is it, right? Just go back. Here it is. So this is it. All leftover sock yarn. I've done one side, so I'm going to put a little border around it because I think it needs a border. So the first 7 rows I did, and the next 7 rows my mum did, and then the last row, I kind of feel like I cheated, but I was so over it, were with the bigger squares like this. And then I've done the top edging. So I've still got 2 long sides to do. Oh, now I really wish it was over, but it looks fantastic actually. Looks quite amazing, and it's going to be big enough for him. So let me just fold this up. So all just sock yarn, all leftover sock yarn. And so you would think that would be it, right? Surely I've used up all my sock yarn. Yeah, now. So I've still got this much left in the bag that I can use to do those sides. I really, really, really hope I can. I'm going to put a huge effort into finishing those 2 extraordinarily long sides. You know what it's like when you want to finish something and then you think, oh, is there some way I don't have to do this? And I think that's what's been stopping me, because I keep looking at it thinking, surely there's a way around this. Surely I don't have to knit those really, really long sides. Anyway, of course there isn't. But also in Swakopmund, because I do this wherever I go, like I sound like a world traveler, but I'm not really. I try to find some sock yarn that I can buy. I don't mind if it's commercial or indie dyed, it doesn't matter. Excuse me a second. I don't mind, but I particularly like Opal sock yarn. I just like the company and I like what they stand for. I think I've waxed lyrical about them before. So I got 2 balls. I bought one in Windhoek and one in Swakopmund. Sorry, Wool Cafe. And there are 2 wool shops in Swakopmund, but my heart belongs to the Wool Cafe. I got this one, which I like a lot. It's the Opal Schafpate, and basically it is how am I going to translate this now? Unterstützen Sie die deutsche Wanderschäferei mit einer Patentschaf. Basically, first of all, it's mulesing free for obvious reasons. It's just a regular sock yarn. This one I bought in Swakopmund, And this company has little collaborations. There's the word. They collaborate with small shepherds in Germany and use their yarn to make a series of sock yarn, and it always comes under Schafparte, which means a sheep partnership, and this one's number 15. Anyway, so I always, when I can, I support this one. There's another one which is the Rainforest Alliance. Whenever I can get an opal where the money goes to the Rainforest Alliance, I will buy one of those as well. And then I don't know where they got permission or what. I don't know what the case is with these, but they always do Vincent van Gogh series. And this one is bedroom, or am I right? And this one I bought in Windhoek. So that's my Swakop socks and my Windhoek socks. They just go into the stash. Anyway, I'll get there. Then, what else have I done? Oh, okay, it's on to dolls now. So for those of you who are not interested in dolls, it's okay. I'll just tell you what I did. I think I might have spoken to you about this company before. It's a Brazilian company called Circulo. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, I'm not sure. But they have these absolutely adorable kits. Absolutely adorable. I bought one. Sorry about the noise. I'm just quickly going to open up here. I probably should have done this before. I bought one. Actually, I took it from work because I wanted to see what the kit is like, right? And I must say, it comes in a plastic bag like this, and this is the doll that you're going to make. This is Sophia, and the pattern for Sophia is on the back. And then the very beautiful thing that they do have, which I think is absolutely fantastic, is they have these QR codes that you can scan and go and have a look at some tutorials. Very interesting. The pattern itself, I would say, is not made for beginners, only because of the translation. The translation, it's written very differently to the English way of writing amigurumi patterns. So you have to be a little bit intuitive. There were one or two places where I had to think further than what was written here. So just bear that in mind. But other than that, I think that it's well written. It's got way more yarn than what you need. Way more, and I'll show you why I think that. But anyway, I started to work on Sophia when I was here, and then I finished her off in Namibia, right? And then, oh, she's so cute. So this is Sophia. She's so sweet. She's got like nice gangster jeans. There are a few things that I did a little bit differently. I put a little bit of red running around there, and I gave her 2 little red buttons. The thing there are a few things I did differently. I made one of these little curls longer than the other because I think that's naturally more. And then the other thing that I did was I made more of the little curly ponytails, because in here, in the pattern, they unless I misunderstood it, but it's in the pattern, it reads like there are only 2 little curls, and when I did just the 2 little curls, it just looked a bit mean. So I did a few more, so it would look a little bit fuller. What else did I do different? Oh, I didn't put the white. Let's see a comparison. I didn't put the white little stitch underneath her eye because I just thought it looked like she was looking up. And then I think I gave her a mouth and no nose. That's just, I think those are just aesthetic choices that you can make for yourself. If you make these, you know, you can work along as you like, but oh my Lord, so cute. Anyway, and as you know, I was traveling with Odette, my little doll who accompanied me to Africa, and we did quite a lot of work. I made a lot of garments for her, and they are posted on my Instagram feed if you want to see what I made. But when Odette saw Sophia's garments, she insisted on having a set for herself. Who am I to say no? That's why I'm saying the only thing that I had to buy more of was the red. I had to buy a little bit of red for Odette's shoes. But other than that, how cute are these two together? Oh, it's so sweet. Anyway, so I had, as I said before, I had a lot of fun making them. I had a lot of fun making her. I would highly recommend the product. Because also on their website, circular website, the amount of free patterns on that website, it's quite mind-boggling. Go and have a look. Once again, if I remember, I'll put a link, but it's very easy. It's www.circularyarns.com. I'll hold it up to the screen if you want to just pause the screen and see if you can and get the address from there. Highly recommended. I read the pattern quite easily. As I said, the only changes I made were just with a little bit of that and a bit more hair than what they recommend. And then in here I put a chopstick. I'm just reading here if they recommend that. No, I didn't prepare very well for this, did I? Anyway, I put a chopstick through the body and up into the head so that the head can be a little bit more stable, because in true amigurumi fashion, aesthetically the heads are always quite a bit bigger than the bodies. So I think, and that's all I did differently. I'm going to make another one, but I can't make another one because I've discovered something else. But I just wanted to show you. So I made her, Sophia, and I made the outfit for Odette. Right? And the only thing I had to buy some more of, this is not the red yarn in the kit. I went to buy more red yarn to make the other shoes, but this is what I had left over. I used all the denim fabric because of her outfit, but you could make another one. There would have been enough of the blue yarn over if you didn't do what I did. So the only thing that you might need more of at a push is the red yarn, but other than that you could do two dolls out of the one kit. Very, very good value for money. I would highly recommend it. It comes with the crochet hook. It's a nice crochet hook. I did a little bit of crocheting with it, but I prefer my own crochet hooks, the Amore ones with the squishy handle. The thing that I ran out of stuffing, but I think that's possibly my own fault, because I like my amigurumi dolls to be quite tightly stuffed. It it wasn't by so much that it was a problem. Like there was more than enough stuffing in. I just use more stuffing because I like it to be firmer. So that's it. So yeah, the crochet hook works well. I mean, you could buy it and go and sit outside and start. It's got absolutely everything. They have the safety eyes in it. Yep. There is also a needle, which of course I've lost or put to my other needles. And also they do put a conversion, oh, I don't know, like that maybe, a conversion chart in, because as you know, we have British and American crochet terms. So there was that, and it was so nice. I absolutely loved working with it. The extra red yarn that I bought was just a Fibronatura yarn, and it was in exactly the right color that I needed. And then, as I said, I wanted to make more of those, right? But then I watch a YouTube channel called Claire, who makes things. She's got doll diaries and dressmaking diaries, something like that. But anyway, she was doing one of her doll diaries, and there's a lady on Instagram that I've been following for a long time because her amigurumi dolls are just really sweet. And Claire picked up this doll, and I thought, oh my, I think that's the person that I follow that I love so much. Of course it was. So I have another acquisition. I have a new book. And let me tell you something. I feel like a traitor because I like to buy books from bookshops, right? But I went on to Amazon.com. I ordered it on Friday and it was here on Saturday. God, talk about instant gratification. Ooh, I feel so embarrassed. But here it is. It is adorable. It's sweet. It's everything that I love about amigurumi dolls. The thing that I love the absolute most about it are the little accessories. Wait, let me just get, look at the duck. Little bags. Look at that little turtle. And I'm a swimmer, so those goggles are really doing it for me. There they all are. There are 8 dolls in the book. So sweet. Anyway, so I have a new toy to play with. That went quicker than I thought it would. That's it. I hope I'm back on track now. We've got a Knitters Guild market the first weekend in June, which I hope to be at. So I won't be coming to you the first weekend in June. I'll try and get round to it sometime in June. But up until then, goodbye. Have a lovely month. Make lots and lots of gorgeous things. And I will see you soon. Bye.